Hello and welcome to English Unleashed Now. This is your space to listen, shadow, and learn English at a slow and natural pace. My name is Ahmed, and I am very happy to guide you today. In this episode, we are going to build your English step by step, one real sentence at a time. Our topic today is how to describe your daily routine in English. Not just short, broken words, but clear, complete ideas. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to talk about your morning, your afternoon, and your evening in simple but natural English. You will also learn how to connect sentences together so your speech sounds smooth and confident. This will be a long practice, around 50 minutes, so take your time. You can pause if you need to. You can come back tomorrow and practice again. The key is not to be perfect. The key is to keep speaking, to keep trying, and to keep building your confidence step by step. Why practice talking about your day? Let's begin with a simple question. Why should you practice talking about your daily routine in English? The answer is very simple, because your day is real. It belongs to you. You know it very well. You don't need to search for big or difficult topics. You don't need to worry about history, science, or politics. Instead, you can focus on something you already understand, your life. Think about it. Every day you wake up. You eat. You go to work, to school, or stay at home. You feel happy, tired, relaxed, or busy. These are experiences you know deeply. And that is why practicing your day is one of the best ways to train your English. When you practice your daily routine, you use real English that you can share with other people. You stop translating in your head and start thinking in English. You learn to make complete, clear sentences. And you feel more natural and confident when speaking. Imagine you meet someone new and they ask, backhand index pointing right, what did you do today? If you have practiced your daily routine in English, you can answer easily. You can say, I woke up at 7, I went to work, I had coffee and answered emails. In the evening, I made dinner and relaxed. That is a full conversation. That is real communication. And that is exactly what you're training for today. Part 1, the morning. Let's begin with the morning. Morning is the first part of your day. It sets the mood. It gives you energy, and it is also the perfect moment to think in English for a few minutes. Here is an example of a morning routine, described in clear sentences. I usually wake up around 7 o'clock. Sometimes I wake up a little earlier if I have a lot to do. When I wake up, I stay in bed for a few minutes and think about the day ahead. I stretch my arms and legs, then I sit up slowly and get out of bed. The first thing I do is go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth carefully for 2 minutes, and then I wash my face with cold water. This helps me feel awake. If I feel sleepy, I sometimes take a warm shower. After the shower, I put on clean and comfortable clothes. If I have an important meeting or class, I choose something more formal. Next, I go to the kitchen and prepare my breakfast. On most days, I eat something simple like toast, eggs, and fruit. Sometimes I eat cereal with milk and a banana. If I have more time, I enjoy making oatmeal or an omelet. I like to eat slowly so that I can enjoy my food. I usually drink a cup of coffee in the morning, but sometimes I choose green tea when I want something light and fresh. While I eat, I sometimes sit quietly and listen to the birds outside the window. Before leaving the house, I check my phone to read my messages and look at my calendar for the day. Then I prepare my bag with everything I need: my phone, my notebook, my keys, and my water bottle. Finally, I put on my shoes, open the door, and step outside to begin my day. That is one full example of a morning routine. Your morning may be different, but you can follow the same structure. Think about what time you wake up, what you eat, how you prepare, and how you leave your home. Part 2, the afternoon. Now let's move to the afternoon, the middle of the day. For many people, the afternoon is the busiest part. Some people go to work, some go to school, and some take care of the house or family. Here is an example of how to describe a typical afternoon. After lunch, I usually go back to work. Sometimes I feel a little sleepy after eating. I check my emails and answer the most important ones first. I often read messages from my colleagues or classmates. In the afternoon, I usually have 1 or 2 meetings. Sometimes I meet with a client or my manager to discuss tasks. If I am working from home, I sit at my desk, open my laptop, and continue with my projects. I prepare reports, write documents, or plan presentations. I also check my calendar to see what I need to do next. Keeping my desk clean and organized helps me think more clearly. Around 3 o'clock, I usually take a short break. I make a cup of tea or drink some water. Sometimes I eat a small snack, like fruit or a biscuit. If the weather is good, I go outside for a short walk. Even 10 minutes of fresh air helps me feel better and gives me more energy. When I have some free time in the afternoon, I use it to study English. I might read a short article or a story online. Other times I listen to slow English audio. I also review my notebook to check new words I learned. Studying a little every day helps me remember more and feel more confident. Before I finish my work, I like to write down what I did. This keeps me organized and ready for the next day. Sometimes I also write one short sentence in English about how I feel. For example, I finished all my work and I feel proud. Or, I was busy today, but I learned something new. This small reflection helps me stay motivated and positive. Part 3, the evening. Now let's talk about the evening, the final part of the day. Evening is special because it is the time to relax, review, and prepare for tomorrow. Here is an example of an evening routine. I usually come home around 6 in the evening. The first thing I do is take off my shoes and sit down to rest for a few minutes. Sometimes I listen to soft music, or I just enjoy the quiet. After that, I cook dinner. If I feel very tired, I may prepare something simple or order food. I usually eat dinner at the table with my family. We talk about our day and share stories. When dinner is finished, I clean the kitchen and wash the dishes. Sometimes I go for a short walk outside to get some fresh air. If the weather is nice, I walk around the block or sit in the park for a few minutes. Before bed, I like to relax with a book or listen to something calming. I take a shower, brush my teeth, and prepare my clothes for the next day. I usually go to bed around 10:30 or 11. This helps me feel rested and ready for tomorrow. Putting it all together. Now you have listened to my full daily routine, morning, afternoon, and evening. Your challenge now is to describe your own day. Think about these questions. What time do you wake up? What do you usually eat for breakfast? Do you work, study, or stay at home? What do you do in the afternoon? How do you spend your evening? What is the last thing you do before going to bed? Take a moment and try to put these answers into a small story. It doesn't need to be long. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be real. Every time you practice, you are building your English. Final motivation. Well done, you have completed a long practice session with me. You listened carefully. You learned useful sentences. And most importantly, you tried to speak in English. This is not just studying English. This is living in English. Each time you describe your day, you are training your mind to think in English. Each time you speak, you build more confidence. And each time you listen, you become stronger in understanding. Remember, practice one sentence today. Add two more tomorrow. Build a full story next week. Step by step, word by word, you will grow. And I want you to always remember this. Backhand index pointing, right? You do not need to be perfect. Backhand index pointing, right? You just need to keep going. If this lesson was helpful, I invite you to subscribe to English Unleashed now. Come back to this episode and practice again. Share this lesson with a friend who also wants to learn English. Together, we will keep learning, practicing, and building confidence. This is Ahmed, and I am proud of your effort today. Keep speaking, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. See you in the next lesson. Goodbye for now.